we have Caitlin Clark making her USA Senior Camp debut. Caitlin Clark basketball slowly yet surely is creeping up on us. Can't wait to see what she's got up her.
A'ja Wilson just got blindsided and she knows it. This is the kind of decision that's going to sit on her shoulders for years. No question about it. Picture this. Caitlin Clark has officially been handed a golden opportunity, an exclusive invitation to Team USA's high-stakes December training camp. And let's be clear, this isn't some casual workout session. This is the camp that determines who earns the privilege of representing the United States on the biggest stages in sports, the World Cup and the Olympics. And where's A'ja Wilson while all this is happening? At home? Watching everything from a distance? After months of throwing shade at Clark's small jabs here, louder shots there, karma seems to have shown up right on A'ja's doorstep with the coldest wake-up call imaginable. Before we get into how this could completely flip the narrative around Wilson's career, I need you to be brutally honest in the comments. Is A'ja Wilson actually jealous of Caitlin Clark, or is she simply an intense competitor? Who gets misunderstood?
Really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout, I have 11 other minds on my team and in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any attention to it. My goal is just to go out there and be the best that I can be for my teammates, both on and off the court, and we're going to go out there.
Let me walk you through what just unfolded, because the level of irony here is so thick you could practically scoop it up with a spoon. Team USA, now led by the iconic Sue Bird in her role as managing director, has released the official roster for their crucial December training camp at Duke University. And make no mistake, this isn't some friendly meetup or a light week of shooting drills. This camp defines futures. This is where the biggest decisions in American basketball get made. Who earns a spot on the 2026 World Cup squad? Who represents the country in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics? This is the arena where reputations are cemented, where stars are chosen, and where the next era of American hoops takes shape. And the player who received that coveted invitation, the clear signal of approval from the grade, highest level, Caitlin Clark. And the player whose name was noticeably, unmistakably missing, A'ja Wilson.
Love Caitlin Clark. There's no... I think she's amazing. I watched every time I possibly could. And our league loves her. This has nothing to do... We're just doing our job. We're going to show up. Who is ever on the other team is on the other team. We don't really care. We're going to show up and do us. And so I think this narrative of like everybody hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing, knock it off. It's not there. It's not there. So shut down the noise. And by the way, what is she, 22? She's a 22-year-old woman with a lot of pressure.
She's not perfect.
She's not perfect.
Let that sink in for a second. Really think about what just happened. The very same A'ja Wilson who has spent much of the past year taking subtle and not so subtle shots at Caitlin Clark. Whether it was through petty social media digs or tirelessly trying to convince anyone who would listen that she's just as marketable, just as valuable as Clark, she's now been completely left off the most important roster in all of women's basketball. It's a jaw-dropping, public slap in the face to everything she's been promoting. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is lacing up her shoes, stepping into that camp, and solidifying her role as the undisputed face of Team USA for years to come. You honestly couldn't script a better moment of poetic justice. This is the clearest reminder of just how disconnected much of the criticism against Clark has been. It feels like an inevitable consequence of the delusion, and frankly, the madness that has surrounded this entire saga.
Black women, but
Let's break down who's being handed the keys to Team USA's future alongside Caitlin Clark, because this roster reads like a blueprint for the next generation of women's basketball. Superstars. Of course, there's Caitlin Clark, then you've got Paige Buchers, making her long-awaited senior national team debut. Guju Watkins is in the mix, a rising star clearly destined for greatness. Angel Reese is also there, keeping that electric Clark-Reese rivalry alive, now on the international stage. Add Cameron Brink and Aaliyah Boston, both elite talents, and the veteran presence of Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young to anchor it all. This isn't just a team. This is Team USA's plan for global dominance for years to come. And where is A'ja Wilson in all of this? Nowhere. Completely absent. Before Wilson's supporters flood the comments, let's be clear, this isn't a slight on her talent. Aja has been a force in the WNBA for years, a multiple-time MVP, a champion, a dominant presence on the court. But here's what matters most right now. Team USA isn't just picking the Perriex's best players. They're selecting players who can represent American basketball on the world stage in every sense. They need stars who can captivate audiences, attract global attention, and elevate the entire program. At this moment, Caitlin Clark does all of that better than anyone, including Wilson. And Sue Bird didn't make this decision on a whim. She's one of the greatest players in the history of the game and arguably has the sharpest basketball mind in the sport today. She knows exactly what it takes to win internationally, who thrives on the world stage, and who can grow the global appeal of women's basketball. When Bird looks at Clark, she sees the complete package. When she looks at Wilson, she sees a player who doesn't fit the vision for what Team USA is building. And what is Team USA building? It's bigger than gold medals. They want to grow the sport worldwide, bring in millions of new fans, expand commercial opportunities, and elevate women's basketball to heights it's never seen before. Clark brings all of that naturally record-shattering. Viewership, unmatched jersey sales, massive social media presence, global corporate interest, and inspiration for a whole new generation of players. That is the seismic impact Team USA wants at the heart of their program. And right now, Caitlin, Clark is that player.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible. I mean, you watch her and it's unguardable. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. Like, she's just that dominant, whether it's her mid-range game, she can put it on the floor. She's just so athletic, but also she affects the game on both ends. Like, she's a really good defensive player, great rim protector, just so athletic, and obviously she's been able to shoot the three pretty well this year too. So it's fun to watch. Like I said, like, everybody in the league knows you can't guard it. You basically just live with what she's going to do to you every single night. It's just you contain it as best you can, and she's going to make some shots that are really tough. And like I said, like it's going to be a tall task. It's going to take multiple people.
To truly understand the magnitude of this decision, we need to rewind and look at how we even got here. Aja Wilson's response to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has been, frankly, a long and awkward display of jealousy and insecurity. It all started with that historic Nike deal. When Clark signed one of the biggest endorsement contracts ever in women's sports, Wilson couldn't just celebrate. Instead, she launched her own I Have a Shoe Too campaign, posting photos of her Nike sneakers all over social media. It came across like a kid demanding attention at someone else's party, desperate, petty, and tone-deaf. Rather than recognizing Clark's achievement as a milestone that lifts all of women's basketball, Wilson made it about herself. Then came the cryptic social media posts. The mantra, "What is delayed is not denied," became her personal slogan, repeated endlessly as Clark's star continued to rise. The message was obvious. Wilson believed she deserved the same recognition, the same commercial success, and she was just waiting for her moment. The problem? That moment never arrived. While Wilson was posting quotes about patience, Clark was actually earning her spotlight through jaw-dropping performance, an irresistible personality, and an unprecedented impact on the sport. The breaking point seemed to be the Time Athlete of the Year award, when Clark became the first women's basketball player ever to win it. Wilson went into overdrive on social media, liking posts that questioned Clark's worthiness, sharing content implying others deserved it more. The bitterness was so strong it could rival the Dead Sea. Instead of celebrating a historic win for women's basketball, Wilson chose to be resentful. It didn't stop there. Wilson then tried to claim she earns the same speaking fees as Clark. Let that sink in for a second. Clark is arguably the most in-demand female athlete in the world, right? Now companies practically throw money at her just to appear at events for a few hours. Wilson's claim was, at best, delusional, and at worst, a transparent display of how insecure she feels about Clark's commercial dominance. Every milestone Clark hit triggered another Wilson reaction. Clark breaks a rookie. Record Wilson posts about veteran experience. Clark leads her team to the playoffs. Wilson touts championship pedigree. Clark gets mainstream media coverage. Wilson complains about bias. The pattern was exhausting and painfully obvious. Wilson simply couldn't let Clark shine, without trying to diminish her or redirect attention back to herself. And now, we arrive at the ultimate culmination. This Team USA Camp invitation is not just recognition for Clark, it's validation of everything she's accomplished, and simultaneously, a stark rejection of Wilson's approach. The decision was simple. Team USA evaluated talent, leadership, marketability, and long-term fit for the program, and the choice was clear. Caitlin Clark got the nod. And Team USA didn't just pick Caitlin Clark, they actively left A'ja Wilson behind. This wasn't a passive oversight. It was a deliberate statement about the direction they see women's basketball heading. The coaching staff for this camp includes some of the sharpest minds in the game, Wnba. Head coaches like Cheryl Reeve, Kara Lawson, and Stephanie White. These aren't people who make emotional, knee-jerk decisions. They evaluate talent with precision and objectivity. They've watched both Clark and Wilson perform at the highest levels and seen exactly how each impacts the court. What they saw in Clark was undeniable. She elevates everyone around her, thrives under pressure, handles media obligations with grace, and represents the sport at every turn. What they saw in Wilson, apparently, didn't align with the vision for the program. Clark's teammate Aaliyah Boston is also at this camp, which adds an intriguing layer. The two built incredible chemistry during their rookie season with the Indiana Fever, Boston's dominant. Interior play perfectly complements Clark's perimeter brilliance. Coaches will be watching that duo closely, because if their WNBA synergy translates internationally, they could form the backbone of Team USA for years. Meanwhile, Wilson is at home, watching a former teammate build that chemistry with someone else. The depth of talent at this camp is staggering. Paige Buchers, one of the most skilled players to come out of college in recent years, and Juju Watkins, already being compared to the all-time greats, are all there as peers and potential teammates for Clark, not Wilson. The generational shift is clear. Wilson may have imagined herself guiding these young stars, but it's Clark who's been given that mantle. The contrast between Clark and Wilson's approach to success is striking. Clark deflects praise, highlights her teammates, and always focuses on the team's accomplishments. Her social media celebrates others and promotes the sport as a whole. She's gracious in victory and accountable in defeat. That authenticity resonates with fans and evidently with Team USA's decision makers. Wilson, on the other hand, has made nearly everything about herself. Her posts center on personal achievements, recognition, and status. When things go wrong, excuses appear and blame is shifted. That mindset can work temporarily when you dominate, but it quickly becomes a liability when someone else starts taking the spotlight. The commercial side of this decision cannot be ignored. Team USA operates in a business environment. They need sponsorships, broadcast deals, and ticket sales. Clark delivers all of adorations that in ways Wilson cannot. Her Nike deal created mainstream buzz beyond sports. Her games fill arenas, her media appearances spike ratings, and her social media engagement numbers are the envy of professional franchises. International broadcasters will pay a premium when Clark is on the roster. That's just reality. Forbes even recognized Clark's influence on their under 30 list, not just for basketball, but for her cultural impact. There's a fundamental difference here. Wilson is an incredible basketball player. Clark is a cultural phenomenon who just so happens to play basketball, and Team USA knows exactly which of those two profiles advances their long-term goals. Even Clark's crossover into golf has been nothing short of remarkable. The LPGA has welcomed her with open arms. Professional golfers are eager to compete alongside her. Golf brands are lining up to sponsor her. She's bringing basketball fans to golf tournaments and introducing golf fans to basketball. That kind of multi-sport influence expands audiences and grows the entire ecosystem. Wilson has never created that kind of impact outside basketball. Her appeal is largely one-dimensional, which limits her value to organizations trying to broaden their reach. The first is E. Numbers don't lie. Clark's games consistently pull higher ratings than anyone else in the WNBA. Streaming services see subscription spikes on the nights she plays. Road arenas that would normally be half empty are packed when Clark and the Fever take town. Local businesses report surges in revenue. She generates real economic activity wherever she goes. Wilson's games are solid, but they've never sparked the same cultural moments or economic waves that Clark does. Now, A'ja Wilson is sitting at home watching Clark step into opportunities that define international basketball careers. The 2026 World Cup gives Clark a chance to showcase her skills against the best players from across the globe. The 2028 Los Angeles Olympics will have fans on their feet, going wild as Clark leads Team USA. These are the stages that turn great players into legends, and Clark will live every second of it while Wilson watches from afar. This camp roster makes one thing clear. Team USA is building its future around Clark. They're surrounding her with elite young talent who will grow alongside her over the next Olympic cycle. They're forging chemistry now that will pay off for years. This isn't just about a single tournament, it's about laying the foundation for Team USA's next dynasty. And Clark, not Wilson, is the cornerstone. After months of petty social media digs and jealous behavior, Wilson's efforts have spectacularly backfired. Every attempt to undermine Clark only highlighted her own insecurity. Every cryptic post made her seem desperate for attention. Every claim about her own success emphasized just how far ahead Clark already is in terms of real influence and impact. Wilson tried to tear Clark down, and all she did was expose her own weaknesses. At this camp, coaches will be analyzing everything: skill, leadership, coachability, chemistry with teammates, and the ability to handle pressure. Clark excels in all of it because she's been performing at the highest level since college. She knows how to deliver when the world is watching, how to lift her teammates, and how to represent the sport with professionalism. Those qualities matter as much as points or rebounds when Team USA finalizes its roster. So there it is. A'ja Wilson spent months trying to convince everyone she was on Clark's level. Team USA just settled that debate once and for all. What do you think? Was this decision fair, or did Wilson get snubbed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more updates on this unfolding drama, hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.